Hello, YouTube. I don't often come on to camera often. Um, I know that it's not the greatest of frame rate and whatnot. The camera's a little janky. But I just basically wanted to do this because I feel like there's something that needs to be said about this. And I hear so many people on the left that are like, we should ban all guns, we should have stricter gun control, everything like that. And I wanted to let you know why that's not going to work and why it's actually a really terrible idea. Because I came up with this idea that will really help people think outside the box. So, I mean, if you don't want politics or you're not interested in that or anything like that, I totally understand and you can totally just not watch this video. It's fine. I'm cool with that. But I was worried because when I first saw this story, I didn't actually see it on the news or on the television or anything. It just popped up in my news feed on YouTube because I watch YouTube a lot because I enjoy watching little short videos and just laughing and stuff. But then I saw it on the news feed and I was like, oh, this is terrible. I didn't know how many people got killed, but it was a shooting in Las Vegas. My mind automatically thought that, man, Las Vegas has a lot of people in it. I really hope not too many people were hurt. I immediately felt sympathy for the families, for the victims themselves, and for anybody that knew the victims. And I mean, that's just me. That's just the way that I am. But then I saw that a lot of these leftists, they're not feeling sympathy at all. Many of them are like, I'm glad they died because, it's a country concert and they're probably all Republicans that have guns. They deserve to die. No one deserves to die. Okay, period. Maybe like mass murderers, if they go in and get the death penalty, maybe that's a case that you could say they do deserve to die. But no innocent person deserves to die. I mean, let's just be real here. It broke my heart when I heard all these things because these are other Americans just saying that we're okay with the deaths of Americans because they're a part of Trump and Trump is totally evil. Now, speaking on evil, I'm gonna say this to the leftist. I'm sure nobody's gonna see this video anyway, but if you do, share it with your friends or whatnot and let them know if they're leftists or like alt left or whatnot. Let them know that there's always going to be evil in this world. There's always going to be corruption. There is always going to be middle of the road people kind of like me. And there's always going to be the super virtuous people who become like police officers and whatnot, or military, or firefighters, or whatnot like that. They're super virtuous. They want to help people. Okay, there's always going to be these classes. If you were doing a science experiment, these would be the constants. They're always there. Now, what happened in Vegas was an act, like Trump said, it was pure evil. It was somebody that just wanted to kill as many people as possible. That's what we know. So if it's evil, and if evil is a constant, then what can we do to prevent these kind of things happening? And the answer is there's literally nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing. Everybody's like, but if we make the laws better, if we make more gun laws, then we'll prevent these things from happening, which is not true. The guy who murdered 58 people in that crowd, so far we know it's 58. There could be more. There are people right now that are fighting for their life in the hospitals over in Las Vegas, and they probably even got like air carried out and stuff like that because I'm sure that hospital is full. So my heart goes out to the people who are fighting right now because, you can do it. You can do it. You can be a survivor. Some of the people didn't get that chance, but you guys fight on. Don't let this person beat you. But, like I said, he killed 58 people in that crowd. Now, he is a murderer, and a murderer is, in turn, a criminal. And what do we know about criminals? They don't obey the law. That's why they're criminals. They are law breakers. That's what a criminal is, someone who breaks the law. So why in the world would anyone think that more gun laws are going to make any difference? They're not going to make any difference. I'm going to tell you that right now. No difference at all. All it's going to do is make law-abiding citizens have a harder time getting guns to defend themselves because they're law-abiding. If you're not criminals, then you don't use guns in nefarious ways. You use it as protection from people who would want to do you harm. And all it's going to do is make it harder for them to get guns. It's not going to make it harder for criminals. I mean, they're always going to have the black market. They're always going to have like overseas trading and whatnot. That's always going to be there. Even if all the guns were gone in the whole entire United States, criminals will still get guns. Black market, like I said, overseas trading, maybe even corrupt military officials selling guns. It does happen. There's corruption everywhere. And there's no way we can stop it because you don't know. Criminals are very tricky. They're very slippery, just like this guy. Flew under the radar completely. And then boom, just there. Now I say that the way this happened, and it is going to happen again, it's going to happen because there's evil, there are people that are going to be like, I want to one-up this guy, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's in their own mind. They're not going to come out and say it. If they did, then of course you can arrest them, but, you know, they're not going to because they really, that's their only goal in life. And we're not mind readers. So the best that we can do is prevent a major tragedy from happening. Now, 58 people dying is really bad, agreed. But that crowd was like 22,000 people. 58 in 22,000? Those odds are not bad at all. Now, I want to tell you that that scenario I was going to tell you about. This is the reason why I made the video, and then after this I'll probably go ahead and end it. But I want you to think of this. Remember, this is what the leftists want. The leftists want everyone to disarm. They want nobody to have guns, because guns are bad. Guns are evil, right? In their eyes. That's what they say. Guns are evil. Guns are horrible. Nobody should own a gun, because guns kill people. Which is not true. I mean, guns don't kill people. People kill people using guns as a tool or a weapon. You can also kill people with your bare hands. You can't kill massive amounts of people, but you can kill people with your bare hands. Guns do help kill massive amounts of people, yes. But then other things do too, like bombs, flamethrowers, all kinds of stuff. But like I'm saying, they want to disarm the whole United States. That's what they want to do. They want to have so much gun control that it's impossible to get a gun, or just ban guns altogether. This is their agenda. So let's, for an instant, imagine what it would be like to have no guns at all in the US. No one has a gun, except for criminals. Remember, they can still get guns. Black market's always there, overseas trading, corrupt military officials, boom, still there, because the military still has guns. But no civilian has guns anywhere in the face of the whole United States. Okay? And now, also, imagine that the police don't exist, because Black Lives Matter wants police dead. They don't care. They don't say, what do we want corrupt cops dead? When do we want them? Now. They say, what do we want dead cops? What do we want? When do we want them? Now. Just dead cops in general. So they don't want cops. The NFL protesters, they're protesting corrupt cops. I understand the corrupt cops. I understand that. They're always going to be there. Period. You cannot get rid of them. There will be corruption in every line of work. Period. There is always going to be evil. Remember, these are constants. They're not variables. The only variables with these constants are how much is there. Sometimes there's going to be a lot of evil, sometimes there's not going to be so much. You know, that's the only variable. The constant is it's always there, period. You can't get rid of it. So, we'll say that they got their way, and the cops are gone. They're totally abolished. There's no cops. No cops, no police officers anywhere in the whole United States. Now, this is a really scary thing to imagine, I imagine, but just imagine it for now, because this is what they want. Of course, I would think they would want a military state, actually, like more of a martial law, but we'll just say that they got this. No cops, no guns, and what happens? Well, the Vegas shooter happens. Okay, the shooting's happening, he's killing people left and right, there are no police officers to help anyone. These poor, innocent civilians have to fight and fend for themselves. There's no one to help them at all, nobody to help them evacuate, get to safe spots because cops know what they're doing, they're trying to find the shooter. Nobody's trying to find the shooter. Nobody can find the shooter. Nobody can stop the shooter because there's no police officers at all. Nobody's brave enough to do it because nobody has a gun and he's got an arsenal of guns. So what happens? He is free to fire all of his ammunition and kill thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of people. Now just think about it. He killed 58 people with his arsenal of guns. But if the police hadn't been there, or if people hadn't had guns themselves, because if people had the guns themselves, there might have been a gun person in the hotel that would be brave enough to try and take him on, even if there were no police. Maybe. But I mean, it's a tricky situation. It might have worked, might have not. But like I said, tens of thousands of people dying versus 58. You can see the difference there. Now, like I said, these are things that are going to happen. You can't stop them altogether. They want to try and stop them altogether, and it's just not possible. It's not possible at all. Because you never know when it's going to happen until it happens. It just pops up right out of nowhere. And then you're just like, what happened? The best we can do is prevent massive amounts of casualties. And 58 casualties is not a massive amount. It's still way more than should have happened. There should have been 0. It should have never happened in the first place, but that is in like a perfect world. We don't live in a perfect world. We live in a world that, like I said, constant evil, constant middle ground, constant virtuous people. They're all there. They're the constants in the experiment. Like I said, variables are just how many of each exist at one time. And if evil is always going to be here and you can't do anything to actually stop evil, then what's the point of making all these laws and stuff? It does nothing. The only thing it does, like I said, is just make it so that law-abiding citizens have a tougher time getting guns. Which, honestly, is that what we want to do? Do we want to disarm people so that we can have more criminals who know that people are disarmed, and then they just go and rob them because the person can't stop them? They have no gun to stop them. A gun in the hand of a law-abiding citizen is an equalizer. It's not a weapon, it's not a tool of war, it's an equalizer. It lets them be on the same ground as the would-be criminal that's going to break into their home. Now, it's not saying that there is going to have someone break in their home, but I mean, we drive around with car insurance, right? Our car insurance makes it so that if we get into an accident, you know, we're insured. We're helped out or whatnot. That's what guns are to these people. And a lot of times, a lot of these guns don't even get used. And that most of the people don't want to use them. I mean, in a way that they would hurt somebody. even if it's hurting a criminal, it's still hurting someone. It can still kill that person. But wouldn't that be better? Like, think, if it's a family of 5 and one criminal comes in, he could literally kill that whole family easily if they don't have a gun to protect themselves. He has a gun. All he has to do is boom, 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 boom. I think that was 5. I don't know. I wasn't even counting. But that's all he's got to do. And they're all dead. And then he's free to go rob somebody else. That's maybe a family of 7. Maybe a family of 3. Who knows? But if they were to kill him, then that's the whole family of 5 still alive, one criminal dead, and perhaps countless families saved, countless businesses saved, maybe. You never know. Like I said, most of the guns that law-abiding citizens own are never going to be used for crime. Doesn't mean they won't. I mean, someone might snap, somebody might steal a gun or something, and then it gets used for crime. You never know. But that's what I'm saying. You never know what's going to happen. Evil is everywhere. We can't stop it. We can only prevent things from getting worse. And that's what police do. And never has it been more apparent than with this Vegas shooting. It could have been so much worse, trust me. It could have been so very much worse. I heard the shooting and everything, and I was like, oh my god, there's going to be so many casualties. There's so many bullets being fired. It sounded fully automatic to me. And just to hear that there's only 58 casualties, 59 including himself, but that doesn't count because, you know, he was a mass murderer, so who cares if he dies? But he did manage to kill only 58 people. It's a relief in a way because he was spraying bullets all over the place. There could have been so many more casualties. I mean, I know there's a lot of people injured, but injured also means you may still live through it. You may get to live on, whereas the people who died do not get to live on. But like I said, it could have been so much worse. If the left pushes their agenda and they actually make it, it's going to be a terrible day. It's going to be a terrible time for everybody in the US. Except for the left, probably, because maybe they're setting up everything? I don't know. But I mean, I just watched a video saying, like, people were tweeting the most disgusting shit about Vegas. I can't even believe it. Like Hillary Clinton went for, oh, and the NRA wants to make silencers, which by the way are suppressors. They want to make them legal. Can you believe this? Can you imagine how bad it would have been if there was a silencer suppressor on that gun? Nobody would have been able to hear the bullets. It's not true. Sure, suppressors do suppress the sound, but it's still so loud that it would literally make you go deaf if you're firing a fully automatic gun. Even with a suppressor on it, you would be completely deaf. Unless you had earplugs in, of course. But, I mean, you would still be able to hear it. It would just be a little suppressed. But it also makes the bullets travel slower, so it does less damage. And so, I don't know. I mean, there's like, Jimmy, who was it? Jimmy Kimmel came on, and he's like, what are we going to do to stop this? You can't stop it. Okay, there's nothing you can do. Nothing at all. It is going to happen, and it will happen again, and it will happen until the end of time. Because there's always going to be evil people. There will always be tragedies like this. All the time. The only thing we can do is try to prevent as much loss of life as possible. That's all we can do. There's nothing else we can do. I don't understand how these people think that we can just stop this from happening. Let's just make it so it never happens again. Well, if we had a way, that'd be great. But you can make a billion laws for guns, and it's not going to make any difference because criminals break laws. They don't obey laws. You can make a million of them, trillion, billion, infinitesimal laws. And they're going to break every single one of them because they're criminals. That's what they do. They break laws. They go around laws. They don't obey laws. So make as many laws as you want. It's not going to help at all. There is literally nothing we can do about this. The best thing we can do, as I've said before, said it a million times, hopefully the leftists will finally get it. I don't know, probably nobody will find this video anyway, but the best thing we can do is just to believe in our police officers and let them do their job and prevent as many casualties as possible. That's the best thing we can do. And I don't understand how people can't get that through their heads. I mean, I used to be on the other side. Trust me. I know where I'm coming from with this, because I used to be one of those people that were like, yeah, less guns equals less violence. Because on paper, it sounds correct. It sounds like it makes sense. But you don't take into mind the black market, like I said, any way that you could get money or illegal firearms that, you know, criminals would use. You don't take that into effect. That, the black market, in effect, is a criminal organization in itself. So it's not like it's going to obey laws. It already doesn't obey laws. It's already illegal to buy on the black market, but yet it still gets done. Murder's illegal. It still gets done. You can make as many laws as you want. You can make it double illegal to murder, and it's still gonna be done. It doesn't matter. Criminals don't care about breaking the law. That's the thing about them. They just don't care. So anyway, I don't want to talk for too long, and I've repeated myself multiple times, so I just wanted to weigh in on it and let you guys know that what I was thinking of was the whole situation where there's no guns, no police officers. How much worse would it have been? It would have been exponentially worse. We would be burying tens of thousands of people instead of just 59. Unless the death count rises, I don't know. But as of right now, it's 59. And that's why, like I said, I'm a strong advocate for no gun control at all. Gun-free zones don't work. Gun-free zones are a sign that law-abiding citizens say, oh, you can't bring a gun. Okay. You know what criminals see when they see gun-free zones? Free victims. Here you go. You have a gun, you break the law, so go in. Nobody has a gun to stop you. So just free mass victims. There you go. I know it sounds terrible, but that's exactly what it is. You know, universities have gun-free zones. Most universities are gun-free zones, and a lot of violence happens there. A lot of gun violence. It doesn't stop it at all. It's because it's not going to stop it. You have to think in the mind of a criminal. You have to think. Like, I watch the show Criminal Minds, and it makes me think outside the box a bit more. And I know it's just a show, but it does make me think more along what a criminal would think. And if you think that way, then you start to realize how they work and how they're completely different from a law-abiding citizen. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. Thanks for putting up with me with this weird video. Like I said, I usually don't come on camera, but I had to do it. I can't believe all the people that are just having zero sympathy for these people. I can't believe it. I mean, I have all the sympathy in the world. Every time I see it on the news, I cry because it's just, it tugs at my heartstrings so much. I can't believe anybody would be this evil. But anyway, that's just my opinion on the thing. It was my little imagination exercise for you guys. And I guess I'll see you in the next video, which will hopefully be an actual gameplay video, no political commentary, anything like that. I just wanted to weigh in on this, and if you guys did enjoy it, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, comment down below if you want to. I will answer any comments, as long as they're not troll comments. If they are, you probably just get ignored or whatnot. But if it's legitimate debate that you want, go ahead, comment down below. I'll comment as well. Share the video, please. Like I said, get it out there so that people can think outside the box for once. That's all I want people to do, is just think. Think. Don't listen to just what the mainstream media tells you. Think for yourself. Okay? Analyze. Think critically. Other than that, subscribe if you want to see more. Probably won't be doing too much of this political commentary. I'm more of a gamer, more of a gaming channel. It's just every now and then I do want to weigh in on a couple of things. But I guess I'll see you guys later. Vidavis out.